Hey guys, my name is Vinod and today I'll be talking about my internship experience. My 22-week internship was done at MPN Tech. MPN Tech is a company that specializes in providing a one-stop PCB solution service in Singapore. This includes PCB, also known as printed chipboard, design, fabrication, and assembling services. Some of the main clients include educational institutions such as NUS, NTU, SP, and NP, research institutions like Simtech and A-Star, and bigger companies like Bosch, Panasonic, and ST Engineering. So if you're from the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering from SP, you may have used some products done by MPN Tech during a course of study. My assigned role in MPN Tech was to be an assistant engineer, whereby I was given the opportunity to assist and participate in more than 40 projects led by experienced engineers. So these projects range from small scale orders like 20 pieces to medium scale orders like 1000 pieces. So my scope of work mostly involved the assembling of PCB and soldering THT through-hole technology components and SMT surface mount technology components. One of the main highlights of my internship was to implement a project for SP. This project was to assemble 700 pieces of SPE Duino for the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. So first and foremost, SPE Duino is a custom-made Wi-Fi enabled microcontroller built around the Arduino ecosystem. Through this project, I got to apply the CDIA framework. So for the conceive stage, the biggest challenge of this project was to complete it on time. So we had to think of techniques and plans to address this problem, leading us to the design stage. The first thing we did was to create a time plan to see where we can cut down on time to ensure the project runs more efficiently. So we realized if we use the SMT machine to pick and place 4 capacitors and 8 resistors, we can save around 6 hours, and the rest of the components you have to place it manually. Next, we created a time schedule which will help us meet the deadline as long as we follow it, leading us to the implement stage. Now I'll talk about how I implemented the plan to complete the project I was assigned to do. This was where the bulk of the work was done. So the first step would be component assortment, where you have to check if all the components match the one that you ordered on the bill of materials list. Next will be solder paste printing, where you have to apply solder paste on the pads through the stencil. After that, it will be the SMT assembly stage, where you have to place components on the pads using the assistance of the machine and manually. After that, it will be reflow soldering, where you have to send the PCB to the SMT oven. Next, you have to solder all the through-hole technology components like pin headers and LEDs. After that, you have to break and smoothen the sides, the rough edges of the PCB, and then you have to attach the microcontroller. And lastly, you have to send it to the electronic spray wash station to remove all the flux. By now, the assembling stage has been fully completed and we can move on to the operate stage. So now in the operate stage, this is where you have to test and operate each individual PCB to see if they are working. So in this case, all of them were working fine as we followed the schematics and steps. After that, you just have to package it and then send it off for delivery. This project was a success and I thoroughly enjoyed it as I got to see how a design solidifies into a full-scale product. So this internship was an eye-opening experience for me, as I managed to take a look at the electronics industry behind the scenes, and no classroom can give you this experience. Through this internship, I have learned many new things, such as operating new hardware like the heat gun and heat plate. I also learned how to use a new software called CAD Eagle to design simple circuits. I was also exposed to the complex projects such as the A-Star interface board. I also got to learn what I applied during my course of study, such as the PEEE to design simple circuits, the technical skills I learned from EDPP modules. So it was actually a very good experience and opportunity for me to learn new things and practice what I've learned in my 3 years in Polytechnic.